Hey guys, welcome back to Planet JeJuDa, and today it is a Reddit crochet / knit edition video, and I just might try and see if there's anything with Am I the A-hole? I haven't done one of those in a while, so who knows, maybe we will find something new. If not, then I will just look up crochet and knit and see what piques my interest. So grab a cup of something yummy. No, I am not Ravenclaw, but my sister and son are, so it's fine. I accept them. And let's get into our first story. Alrighty, so this one is from 5 days ago, and just from the tagline, I'm not sure how I feel. It says, "Am I the a-hole for not letting my cousin bring her emotional support duck to my wedding?" I'm assuming it's one of those crocheted support ducks, because those are too cute. Or chickens. Have you seen the chickens? I think it's chickens. Either way, I think it's crocheted. I did type in, "Am I the a-hole crochet?" and this was one of the ones that came up. So let's get into it. All right, so I, 29 female, am getting married next month. We're having a small, mostly outdoor wedding at a vineyard, classy but chill. All right. Enter my cousin, Jenny, 27 female, who is honestly the human embodiment of chaos, wrapped in a crocheted crop top. Okay. Last week, she texted me asking if she could bring her emotional support duck named Quacks-a-lot to the wedding. Interesting. I thought that this was a weird joke. I responded with LOL. She responded with a very serious paragraph about how Sir Quacks-a-lot helps her manage her anxiety, excuse me, wears a little bow tie, and is a quiet and respectful guest at formal events. I'm beginning to wonder, is it a real duck? I said no. For one thing, there are dogs and birds at the vineyard. Real birds. Ducks are birds. Ducks fight birds. I don't know if that's true, but it feels true. Okay, sounds like this duck is real. Also, this duck is not registered at any kind of support animal or as any kind of support animal. It's literally a duck she found at a park 3 months ago and now carries around in a baby sling. Oh my. Okay. Well, this just changed. I've seen her feed it peas out of her mouth like a mama bird. I don't trust this duck. Jenny lost it. She said I was oppressing neurodivergent voices. Interesting. And being an elitist, right? Who hates non-traditional pets. I reminded her that I once let her bring a ferret to Thanksgiving. That ferret bit my grandma. She said, and I quote, "This is different. That ferret was unstable. Sir Quacks-a-lot is spiritually grounded." Interesting. My fiance thinks we should let the duck come just to see what happens. My mom says if the duck shows up, she's leaving. My maid of honor made a joke about bringing a hawk. Oh my goodness. Am I the a-hole for banning a duck from my wedding? I mean, no. I mean, pets are unpredictable regardless of what kind of pet it is, especially if they're not trained. And I would assume that this duck has not had the training. I don't know if you can train a duck, but I'm sure you can. Well, actually, no, I take that back, because there are duck actors. So yes, you can train a duck. But 3 months, I don't think is enough time to have trained said animal. So I would say no, you are not the a-hole for banning a duck from your wedding. I don't know. There's 8 comments. Let's see what Reddit had to say. So the first comment says, I assume this is fake, but slightly amusing at least. Okay, I could see how you would assume, or could assume, but it just might not be fake. It just might be true. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. Someone else said this story is obviously fake, but I'm still going with not the a-hole because it's one of the funniest fake stories I've seen. Calling him Sir Quacks-a-Lot made me LOL pretty hard. That is, Sir Quacks-a-Lot is cute. You can stay with, in quotes, you can stay with your duck at home, is what someone else commented. And then we have a, yes, the a-hole. Yes, you are the a-hole. That duck has never done anything bad to you, and your fiance is cheating on you with other men. You will wish you had a support duck in a few years. Obviously, that is a sarcastic response. Someone else said, tell her you're sorry, but you're serving duck and you wouldn't want to traumatize her darling if you had known. But the menu was set long before her pet came into her life, and actually you understand that this would be emotionally too difficult for her, so you agree it would be best for the two of them not to attend. Well, I mean, we don't need to lie about things. Let me know, do you think this story was fake? All these answers are pretty funny. Someone else said, this is silly. Another person just did a laughing emoji. And the final comment is, at least it's not someone asking if it's okay for them to have a threesome with their air conditioning unit. Excuse me? For that alone, I'd say not the a-hole. Not a big fan of non-official, untrained support animals. I think of them more as pets. I'll respect your right to have them, but in public and private places, no. All right, do you think that this was a fabrication? Was it a real story? I don't know. Let's move on to the next story. All right, so this one was posted 15 hours ago. It is June 20th. So tomorrow, when you guys see this, when I've posted it, it will be a day and 15 hours ago. But that being said, I still looked up, words. I am still under crochet Am I the A-hole, or Am I the A-hole crochet. This was actually one of the first ones that I saw, but I'm doing it for knitting because it literally has knitting in the headline or tagline. So let's see. It says, am I the a-hole for taking back a handmade scarf I gave to a friend after she made fun of my knitting hobby in public? So we have seen some of these or something similar to this before. This one, though, I'm guessing that the person made fun of the actual hobby in public, like she, I don't know, made fun of her friend for knitting, not necessarily knitting in public, but for the fact that she knits. So honestly, I'm not sure how to answer. I mean, to me, it sounds like, by the tagline, it sounds like the person that received the gift is not appreciative of what it takes to make it. But once you give it away, I mean, it's such a hard, I don't know. Let's get into it and then we'll discuss. All right, I, 28 female, love knitting. It's my way to relax, decompress, and show love to the people in my life. Last month, I spent weeks making a scarf for my friend Sarah, 29 female, for her birthday. It was in her favorite colors, super detailed, and honestly, one of the best things I've made. Well, that's cool. At the time, she seemed happy about it and even posted about it. Cool, right? Well, last night at a party, someone complimented her scarf, and Sarah literally laughed and went, "Oh, this old thing? OP made it." I'm lost. She spends all her time with her yarn instead of, having a life. Excuse me? Then she said she only wore it out of pity and joked about it being so last season. I was right there, heard all of it. Oh my gosh. I was honestly so embarrassed. Later, when we were alone, I walked up to her, gently took the scarf off her neck, and said something like, "If it's such a pathetic pity gift, then you don't need it." She looked stunned. Now she's telling everyone I'm petty and jealous and overreacted. Some people are saying I should have just ignored her, but I don't know. It really hurt. So am I the a-hole? Okay, yeah, I probably would have taken it back too. So I'm going to say not the a-hole. For someone to say something like that, even if they were joking, that's just cruel, especially if you're within earshot. It's one thing if they do it when you're not around, but when you are around and you've heard what they said, that is definitely a from now on no make person, period. After that, they don't get anything as far as I'm concerned. They are not worthy of a homemade gift because I don't care what it is. It takes time and energy and thought, and it doesn't matter if it's something simple or something incredibly detailed. You took your time and created something, and for them to just make fun of it, I want to sneeze. Sorry. No, you are not the a-hole. And you did a better job than I would have. I probably would have taken it back right then in front of everybody else and made a scene. Knowing me, even though that is wrong. Because that's just as bad. Anyways, let's see what Reddit had to say. That is a bizarre thing for a grown butt woman, and butt, B-U-T-T, to say, right? Someone else said, your scarf, your rules. Gifts do lose meaning when not valued. That is definitely true. Your scarf, your rules? I don't know. And okay, the OP responded with, exactly, what's the point of a gift if it's just gonna be mocked? Thank you. I really felt like she didn't deserve it anymore. Which, no, she didn't. And then someone commented under OP's comment, every time you go out with friends, wear the scarf. She doesn't deserve to enjoy it, so you should instead. Totally. Someone else said she didn't appreciate your efforts, so she doesn't deserve your gift, and nobody deserves to make you feel they accept your gift out of pity. Well, yeah. No, that's just wrong. And someone else commented, your values should be appreciated, not mocked at. You give out your value when appreciated, but when not, you take it back. Not the a-hole. Someone else said, a gift is a gift. OP certainly had the right to be upset, but it's not hers anymore. That is true. Somebody else put underneath, agree. OP should ditch the friend, but taking back a gift after off of someone's person is not reasonable. Someone else commented underneath that one, said, crazy how your comment that agrees with mine has 5 votes and mine has 0. Whatever. Okay, someone else said, not the a-hole, but I wouldn't have even bothered doing that. She's vicious and you don't need that in your life. I'd have ended the friendship, told her why, and then ghosted. Not the a-hole, and good for you that you took it back. But in no universe is Sarah your friend. A friend would never do this to you. So basically, it's kind of mixed. That is like I said earlier, that is kind of a hard thing, because once you give it out, it's no longer yours. Although I do totally understand, and I'll be honest, I probably, like I said, I would have done the same thing, because it was very unappreciated and they made fun of it. Why were they even wearing it if they didn't like it? And all they had to do was say thank you to the person that complimented it, because it was clearly complimented, instead of being a jerk. So I say lose the friend, because they're not really a friend. And I mean, at this point, what's done is done. But it is half and half. Like, half the people are saying yes, the a-hole, and half the people are saying not the a-hole. I mean, it's just, I guess it depends on how you feel. All right, let's see if we can find something cute and summary. Or maybe we should find a little support duck. There we go. I think I might do that. Let's see if I can find a support duck. I know there's the support chickens. I've seen those patterns all over the place. Let's see if I can find a support duck. Alrighty, so I tried emotional support duck, but of course the emotional support chicken came up instead. But I did find this adorable from 6 days ago. This was posted, and literally all it says is, I made a duck. Isn't he cute? He is so adorable. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love this little duck. And and they say the pattern is, I think, Duca, D-U-C-A, the Mallard, from the book Colorful Crochet Birds by, gosh, I can't read. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Yarn is Hobbii Friends Cotton 8x8 with D3 or D 3.25 millimeter hook, and it is absolutely adorable. I love this duck. He's too cute. Cute little mallard. And there's no comments, but this is absolutely adorable. There is 84 likes, so there you go. I will see if I can find the pattern, and I will put it in the description box below, as well as a link to Hobbii, so that if you wanted to, you could find that yarn as well. I mean, I'm sure you could use any yarn that you want to, but there you go. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would love it if you would hit the like button. And if you'd like to be notified of any and all future uploads, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to click all on the notification bell. And with that, remember, gravity works, guys.